everyone, my name is Priya, and in today's video I'm going to be creating these 3 little cards for Christmas that you can make yourself with what you have at home. So what I'm doing at the moment is I've got a sheet of A4 mixed media paper and I'm just trimming it down into 4 pieces. So I make it in half and then I trim it down and then I trim each piece into half again, and then I'm left with 4 pieces of paper. Each piece I'm going to fold in half and use a bone folder to just basically fold it and smoothen that spine. You can use a ruler to do the same thing if you don't have a bone folder. And then I have my 4 cards ready to paint. Now in this video I'm only going to be doing 3 cards, but you can do as many as you'd like. So now I'm going in with a graphite pencil and I'm just doing a illustration on it of a snowman. Now this is the first card that I'm doing. So I just felt like doing a snowman with a little winter hat and a scarf, and have some pattern on that scarf and on the hat, and he's holding a little star. So I just wanted to create that image, so I was just drawing it. I did make a few mistakes here and there. I wasn't happy with how his hand was looking holding the star, so I just erased that out and fixed that up, and I was happy with the final result. This one was the one that I went with, so I was happy with this. So once I've done the snowman, I'm going to ink it all with a fine liner. Now remember, when you are using a fine liner, test it on a piece of separate paper with watercolors, just to ensure that it does not bleed or smudge when you put watercolor over. So after you're done with the graphite, work on your ink the entire piece, and once that's done, and let the ink dry. Once it's dry, just erase out all the pencil lines, and then you're ready to paint with watercolors. So I'm starting off by just painting the snowman himself with a very light diluted blue. And this is what I've been doing for this particular card for the snowman. I kept on not letting it dry and trying to apply the paint, and then it was bleeding into another area that was wet. So just bear in mind, let the layers dry through, and don't forget to dry the layers before you start. Again, I did it with the eyes as well. But if that does happen, it's not a problem. All you're going to do is just take a drier brush or rinse your brush out, dab it on a paper towel, and then just lift up some of that water with the ink on it, as you can, or with the paint on it. As you can see, the snowman didn't get spoiled, even though I did make that smudges with color. It didn't affect the final piece because I was quick enough. Before it could dry, I just used a damp brush and I lifted off that color, and then I just cleaned it with a cleaner brush just over it, just to make sure I remove as much of that, or the brush absorbs as much of that color as it can. So if that happens, don't forget, all you got to do is just take a damp brush and lift off that excess color, and you should be fine with the layer underneath. So yeah, but best is to avoid it and just to let it dry, which is what I learned from this piece, and going forward I didn't make that mistake again. So yeah, that was the first card that I made. So I just added a bit of color to his hat and his scarf and the little star, and some shadows to his body and his face as well. And then just using the same fine liner, I just wrote Merry Christmas on the top. You can write any message you'd like to. You can use stamps, you can use stencils, you can freehand it. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. I just wanted to create something simple, the simplest that you can do. If you don't have stamps and if you don't have stencils, you can just freehand it. So whatever you got can work. Now the second card I'm doing is just a little snow globe with a Christmas tree with some gifts inside. So I followed the same process. I did the drawing with a graphite pencil, and then I went in with a fine liner, basically inked everything in, and then I just wrote with freehand. I wrote Merry Christmas on the globe, on the boss stand of the globe, and then I just erased everything, and then I started adding my colors. You can see these are very simple and they don't take a lot of time, and they're not going to, you'll be very happy with the final result, and it's not going to take a lot of time for you to create these. They're very simple, and you can use what you have. Watercolors, if you got watercolors, that's fine, it works perfect. And then you just use your fine liner, and you can use your pencil just to do the initial sketch. So once I was done with the tree and I added color to the gifts and the little Christmas decorations inside the globe, then I just added a bit of a blue color to the globe itself, and then I went in with white and I added these little dots all over the globe stand. And then I just wanted to put some little snow falling inside the globe, but then I realized I didn't darken the globe enough, so I just put a little bit of a gray, a cooler gray, inside, just to really so that it'll be able to show those snow moving inside the little globe. And I got a bit of snow around the bottom of the tree as well. And then I just went in and rewrote that Merry Christmas, which became a bit light after adding the red over. And I just touched up some of those little dots on it, and there we have 2 cards so far. So for the third and final card, I am just going to do something simple. So I was trying to think, what do I do? And then I thought, just do a Christmas wreath, because they look very nice and they are simple to draw. So I just went ahead and I did a basic outline just so I have something to follow with a graphite pencil. And then I went in straight with the watercolors, and I just started using a round brush. For all of these, I'm using a round brush, and I am just adding layers of color, darkening it from light to dark, working light to dark, and I'm slowly darkening it and adding depth by darkening some of those areas. And then I colored in the bow, or painted in the bow, and then I started adding a bit more shadow to the bow and add a bit more color. I'm not looking for anything hyper realistic, we're just looking for something simple, just for you to make a little handmade card. So I dried that up, and then I just wrote Merry Christmas again, freehand. I didn't use anything special with this. And then I just did some line work for the bow. So those are the 3 cards that I've created for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you get creative this holiday. And just a reminder that if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like and share. Feel free to comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Till the next one, bye.